Hey, guess what? It's another episode of Transforma Unboxed. Of course, you know, if you've been following, it's a series of unboxing videos of new and vintage figures. I don't know why I keep saying vintage figures, because it's been a while since I've actually opened a vintage figure. However, I'm determined to dig one out one of these days soon and do one for these videos. These videos are unrehearsed and unscripted, so literally anything can happen, whether it be a display area malfunction, phone ringing, me slurring words because obviously I don't know how to talk yet, or anything else like that. So that's what you'll get in this video. Today's toy that I'm going to showcase is a newer figure. It's from a line that has been exceedingly hard to come by at retail. During its first couple of waves of 4 figures, it was a little bit easier to find, but as the series progressed, it became harder and harder. I never saw this last wave or the wave before that in stores at all because most of my Walmarts did discontinue them. After the second wave or so, or the third wave, I definitely had to go online and seek out some help from friends acquiring the ones that I wanted. Luckily, I'm not a big fan of the character base of this, but I'm a big fan of what it's based off of. You'll understand what I'm talking about more when I show you the figure. So again, as I said, I'm a big fan of the character style. I don't know too much about the franchise, if you will, but definitely a fan of the classic characters and such. So with that being said, that's a perfect segue into showing you what figure I have today. So the figure I have today is the Masters of the Universe, or Masters of the WWE Universe. Now, as I said before, the more recent figures of this line have become really hard to find. Now, when I say hard to find, I don't mean, guys, they're over in my area, no problem, they're super rare. I mean, like, nowhere in my area has these at all. It seems like the West Coast, maybe the South, got these in their stores, but we did not at all in the Northeast. So, as you can see, we got some of the back of the packaging here. A little blurb about Junkyard Dog. Other characters, which include Bret the Hitman Hart as Triclops, Andre the Giant, which is a cool figure, and I had to open him immediately when I got him. He's actually a bigger figure than the rest. He has attachable legs, but sadly I had to open him. We have Sergeant Slaughter. I'll zoom in so all you maggots can see him. And then Junkyard Dog, or JYD. Comes with a collar that he can grab the enemies with or whatever. And, of course, twist into powerful battle positions. This is a fully licensed WWE figure, as you can see on top, I guess. I guess that's what that thing is. Whatever. Anyways, so there's the packaging itself. He comes with that whip. He comes with spike ore armor, which I'm hoping comes off, and a mini comic. You'll see when I open this, because I opened, as I said, a couple of his casemates, which were Sergeant Slaughter and Andre the Giant, and you'll see what I mean by his, well, I'll say that after, because it's a really strong opinion. But anyways, there it is. It says Heroic Grabber of Cakes. Now, if anybody has any confusion on what that actually means, I highly recommend you look up Junkyard Dog, Grab Them Cakes on YouTube, and you'll either be appalled or you'll be laughing nonstop, because as most of you WWE, WWF fans, I say WWF because I'm still not over that, know that they had an album in the 80s of all of this weird music, and one of them, well, you'll see. As again, Google Junkyard Dog, grab them cakes. It's a classic. So without further ado, I'm going to crack this guy open. I don't have a tool with me today, sadly, but I will just open them the old-fashioned way, the way that it was intended to be opened, by literally tearing into the package. I am going to try to keep the backing intact, though, without creasing it too much, just because I really like that artwork on the back. All right, so I'm going to start with this. So anybody that has had any experience with these figures here knows that there's at least that these little booklets here have some adventure comics in them. Well, after we read this one right here, and let's take a look at this badass picture of Junkyard Dog being all badass, we're going to open it up and we're going to see there's absolutely nothing in here. So there's no adventure comics, nothing. So this last wave, maybe the wave before it too, because again, I don't have any of that, has just been a collector's pamphlet. So that's about it. I mean, I still like it for the art, but again, it's lazy, and I know that they were at the end of their line with this one, but I don't like it. Anyways, my strong opinion right there, boom. Usually I try to keep it to no opinions, but that's opinion I had to share. So, here we go. I'm going to open this boy up. The heroic grabber of cakes. Alright, package goes away. There's Junkyard Dog. Let's see if I can get a good picture of him. I don't know if that'll actually work. It kind of does, but it's a good face sculpt, as you can see. Let's see if I can brighten this up a bit. It's a good face sculpt. I really enjoyed these figures. Most of the classic wrestlers I was able to acquire, which is great. But anyone who is trying to complete this line, I feel bad. I feel sorry for them, because I know how hard it was to get at decent prices. Secondary markets, though, if your money is not an issue and you're willing to pay X amount of dollars for a figure that's really only $15 in the stores, then all the power to you. But it's kind of a crappy way to, I don't know, it's kind of a crappy way for a figure line to do business, is to make them so hard to find that it's almost impossible to get them at retail at normal price. Because what about the kids that want these? Obviously. Oh, boy. Did not know that. Look at that thump. That's hilarious. Crazy enough. Well, I'll show you this. This is soft plastic. I'm not going to unwrap it too much now. It's a very soft plastic, maybe even rubber, which is good for grabbing cakes, if you want to grab cakes. Get this out of the way. So this is an interesting figure, because I'll tell you in a second, other than thump on the back, and you have a couple of bulldogs without noses. But anyways, the reason why this is interesting is because this is not soft rubber. This is pretty spiky, hard plastic, almost painful to squeeze. That's interesting, because I don't know of another figure like that. And it's not because of cold, it's literally hard. But I am going to take this off just to see this, because even though it's a Masters of the WWE and it's themed after Masters of the Universe, you can also take the armor off and it'll be a run-of-the-mill wrestler. And it's a good figure. I mean, there's no loose joints. I think Mattel did a really good job with these all around, despite the, what do you want to call it? Despite the distribution of them. How you doing? Anyway, good toy as a wrestler. Good toy as a Masters of the WWE themed He-Man figure. I'm fairly certain if you take his armor on and off, this portion right here will absolutely become worn and probably stress. So I don't suggest doing it. So, got some noise in the background, but that's okay. But there you have it. I mean, it's Junkyard Dog, heroic grabber of cakes. He's a pretty good Masters of the WWE figure. He comes with this chain that has a claw at the end to grab cakes or bad guys or whatever. But if you can find them for a decent price, get them. I mean, if you can find them for a little bit more, get them. However, I don't condone feeding the secondary market with prices like $40, $50, $60 for one figure like this. Who knows? You might think differently. But that's it. So that's the whole video. I appreciate you tuning in and watching. Thank you very much for all those that have been tuning in. And there you go. Thump. Thanks again.